Hello everyone, welcome to the Daily Crypto News Show. Today is Tuesday, September 15th, and here are the news of the day. So Bitcoin passes 10.7k, Ethereum gas at all-time high as usual. Then we have more than $1 billion in Bitcoin that has been tokenized in different DeFi projects. So either in Wrap Bitcoin or in a REN Bitcoin protocol and all this kind of thing. We have also a question about what is the future for China's ATM, as China is moving really fast on the digital yuan. So China is clearly the government that is pushing forwards CBDC digital money agenda. And they plan to do so for many reasons. Most of them are probably to track their own citizen, but also geopolitical, as they believe they could maybe get some kind as a piece of the global trade or other trading settlements in digital yuan in an easier way than with the physical yuan. And this, of course, is to maximize their geopolitical power compared to the two most used currency at the moment, which are obviously the dollars, and coming way behind the euro. Then you have Curve, Aave, Synthetix, and 7 others project, and actually a bunch of different actors in the DeFi space to join the global DeFi alliance that was funded by Huobi and other actors. And then finally we have a Japanese crypto exchange that accuses Binance of helping launder more than $9 million back in 2018. So today's cryptocurrency market cap is at $353 billion. It's up 2.3% over the 24 last hours. Bitcoin has had a good run at now 10.7k. And this is what we're going to talk about. So a lot of this good health from the Bitcoin and even Ethereum is due to buy liquidation. You can see them in blue that have happened over the past day, and more than $12 million, I believe, were liquidated on short seller position, which helped fuel this good move from the Bitcoin. We have also some info about option traders. As you can see here, the probability of BTC being above a certain amount per maturity. So this contract is for March 21, so in 9 months, more or less. And you have only close to 10% of traders that believe that the Bitcoin will be higher than 20k. This is a position. And finally, of course, as usual, Ethereum total gas used is at maximum level, and this is an issue for the DeFi apps and the entire ecosystem, especially gaming, that have had to rethink their entire business model to limit their access and their connection to the Ethereum blockchain. So another news of the day is more than $1 billion in Bitcoin have been tokenized. As we can see here, it really increased over the past 2 weeks. I believe we were at 500 million just a week ago, if I remember correctly. So most of it is in so wrapped BTC, but a sizable portion is in REN protocol. So where are the numbers? So you have 57,000 Bitcoin locked in wrapped BTC, and in RENs you have 21.5 thousand Bitcoins, which almost make it to 1 billion. And then the protocol where they are used the most is first Curve Finance with 28k Bitcoin worth 300 million, followed by Aave with 17.8 thousand Bitcoin, and then Balance with almost 10,000. So this is ongoing. This is good. It fuels the DeFi craze that people are using twice their asset. But let's remember there are risks, as you are playing with a token representing a Bitcoin, but it meant that somebody is holding on, or at least a contract has been passed to tokenize this Bitcoin. Then we have another news for all the DeFi protocols. So a bunch of one have joined the DeFi Global Alliance. So just to name them: Curve, Finance, Aave, Synthetix, Balancer, Loopring, Zapper, Zerion, BitPy, MyKey, and CoinGecko. What I really like is these members. They are from all over the ecosystem actually. So you have protocols that allow DeFi, like platforms like Curve Finance, Aave, Synthetix, or Balancer. Then you have layer 2 that are gonna be really useful if these gas prices keep going up, like Loopring that helps bring gas fees down. Then you have Zapper, which is like a meta app to use all these platforms. Or you have CoinGecko, which is a reliable source of information and price for all these DeFi projects. It's quite cool. So they join all the members that have created this form a month ago. So the founding members were Maker, Foundation, Compound, Nest Community, DYDX, and of course Wobi DeFi, which is, as I understood it, kind of the head of this. Then what will happen to ATM if yuan goes digital? So actually that, of course, ATM like physically might be a bit in danger in the future, and I will not invest in a company making them, but actually they could be useful, and the biggest ATM provider in China has been working with the government to update them to the potential digital yuan. And already China is really digital payment economy, as 50% of payments are going through WeChat app or Alibaba's Alipay app. So already just two app have 15% of all transactions. So cash is already kind of disappearing in China. So what about Japanese crypto exchange accusing Binance of helping launder more than $9 million? So it was back in 2018. The exchange is actually called Zaif. It kind of closed and was sold to someone else to cover for the loss and try to give some to their users. So what's going on? So basically this exchange is suing Binance because at the time the KYC at Binance was really low, and so these people have been stealing more than almost 6,000 Bitcoin, almost $9 million at the time. And what they did is that they create thousands, so 3,000 accounts, and put just less of 2 Bitcoins on each of them. And then they exchange this to other cryptocurrency, and they were able to withdraw them without any KYC, basically. So what they're saying is that Binance kind of helped by its lack of infrastructure and KYC. It helped these thieves. But after, they also making these claims in California, saying that they were California users that have been affected. Honestly, not so much. And they are also saying, since Binance is using AWS, which is based in California, or that they have Californian employees and so on and so forth, that this should be ruled in California and in the US legislation. Well, I think what they're trying to do is to do it in the US because this is a Chinese company, and we know recently that US and China have been going at each other's throat legally, so either for TikTok sale or for other ongoing lawsuits and patent inquiries and so forth and so on. So I think this is kind of dodgy, because I don't believe Californians were really stolen from in this hack. But well, I guess this is where Zaif and its legal advisors think they will get the most money out. So this is all for today. There will be no Daily Crypto News show for the next 4 days, as I will be on vacation in Europe, hoping to have some good time before another probable lockdown. So that's all for today. Be safe and be careful with all these yield farms. This is getting out of control. Bye bye.